Hello YouTube! When I was younger, literally all I did was read books. Okay, I mean I went to school and I played with friends sometimes and I had to do chores, but when I wasn't doing those things, I was reading books. I would read all day after school. I would read in the morning before school. I would read at baseball games that my dad took me to or in the car on the way to the mall with my mom. And one time my uncle took me on a road trip with him to go visit my grandparents and I read in the car the entire 17 hours rather than talking to him. Sorry, Dale. I read this diligently until about the age of 12, and the variable factor there was the internet. I don't know about you guys, but for me, the internet is entirely to blame for the reason why I don't read the way that I used to when I was in elementary school. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still do read books. I probably read 3 or 4 books in all of 2012. The problem is just that I forget how much I like it. I mean, with YouTube videos and television and Tumblr, you have these things that are so much easier. They're so much more convenient. And I just kind of forget to read. The reason I'm making this video, however, is not to badmouth the internet, because obviously the internet and I are very close friends, but to come clean. I haven't stopped buying books. My shelves are covered with books I haven't read. So in this video, I am going to show you the large stack of books that I own that I haven't read yet, because maybe 2013 is the year to start reading again. Maybe? I started thinking about all of this stuff because I started reading Divergent yesterday. I've had this book on actually like right here on my nightstand for months and months, and I've heard so many great things about it. This doesn't have the cover on it because who reads hardback books with the cover on them? I started reading this yesterday and I'm already this far into it because it's so good. It's definitely one of those like Hunger Games style, like action-packed dystopian novels, and this book has reminded me why I like reading, and it's what inspired me to take all of these other books off my shelf and tell you about them, and so maybe it'll put some guilt back on me to actually read them. Next is World War Z, which I'm also ashamed that I haven't read yet. It's been on my shelf for a couple of years, but I love zombie stuff, and this is apparently like the best zombie thing out there. So that one I need to read. I have Stephen King's The Dark Tower series that my friend Erin Lewis got me, and she's gonna be really mad that I haven't read it yet. But it's another one that I know a ton of my friends are really into, and I just haven't read it yet. Next is Mindy Kaling's Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me? I am such a big fan of Mindy Kaling. I actually started watching The Mindy Project just the other day, and she's just so funny, and this just seems like a book that's going to be really hilarious, but again, another one I slipped into like an Amazon purchase and is now sitting on my shelf. I have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. If you're a fan of John Green, you know who Ransom Riggs is probably. This book just looks so interesting and neat, and I'm really into the concept of like all these crazy old pictures, and I actually don't even really entirely know what this book is about, but it just looked so interesting. But apparently not interesting enough to make it off my shelf, so that's another one. I've got a little bit of Maureen Johnson neglect going on here. I haven't read The Name of the Star yet, even though I had it pre-ordered, but it's just been sitting there since I got it. I also have The Last Little Blue Envelope, which is actually like mind-blowing that I haven't read it yet, because 13 Little Blue Envelopes was one of my favorite books, and this is a freaking sequel that I haven't read yet. I have Middlesex. It's by the same author as The Virgin Suicides, and I absolutely adored that book, and so I immediately went and, you know, bought another book by the same author and then neglected to do anything with it. So it's added to the pile. This is The Yellow World. If you watch my fan mail opening videos, you might recognize this. This was mailed to me by the actual publishing company who made this book. It's by Albert Espinosa, and it has such a neat cover. I don't know anything about this one, and I got this more recently than the other ones, so I feel a little less guilty, but not entirely unguilty. Speak is one of those books. I got it for a 3 for 2 sale, clearly. It's just one of those books that I've heard is good my entire life and will someday read, but I haven't read yet. Neil Gaiman's The Graveyard Book is one of those like staples of like a book lover's library that I got to feel less bad about not owning it, but haven't made that leap to read. The Last Book in the Universe is a book that I think I bought in like high school and never read. I bought another buy one get one half price deal. I think I bought this at an airport when I was afraid I didn't have enough stuff to do on the plane, but then didn't read it. I bought this after reading Yes Man, also by Danny Wallace, which was an amazing book. So this book is probably also going to be great, but I haven't given it a chance. Machine of Death is a really cool compilation of short stories that was actually born out of a dinosaur comics thread, I believe, but it's a book about the concept of knowing how you die, and then all of the short stories are different takes on that idea, and I love stuff like this, and I'm such a fan of Ryan North, and I think this book's even signed, but I haven't read it, so cool story, Christina. Daughter of Smoke and Bone was a gift to me, and a lot of my friends have read this book and said it was really awesome, and I really want to read it, but it just sits on my shelf instead. Gone is a book that I bought like years ago. It was sort of like when I was first starting to go through my dystopian novel obsession, you know, I thought this one looked really cool. You know, it's another one of those things where the world ends and like the teenagers have to save it or something, I don't know. But it's another one I haven't read because I suck. Beautiful Creatures has a shiny cover. That's all I know about it. This was another gift, and apparently I started reading it. Don't remember that. Oh, look at this cute bookmark. Will you go with me? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, so I don't remember anything about this book, even though apparently I've read 10 pages of it. Whoops. And the last book that I have on my shelf that has not been read by me is Zombies vs. Unicorns, which I bought because I'm familiar with many, many of the authors, including Maureen Johnson, so that can be added to the list of Maureen Johnson books I've yet to read. But this book is just so cool looking. I love the cover. I love the way that this all works together. And I love compilations of short stories. So 2013 is going to be a very busy year for me, apparently. I'm really interested to know if you've read any of these books and in which order I should read them. Let me know in the comments below which of these books was your favorite so that I know where to start with this daunting to-do list of literature. And also if you own any of these books and haven't read them, or if you have your own stack of books that you own but haven't read, then we can all sort of feel better together in our pool of book guilt. That's all for today. You guys leave a lot of comments about wanting me to talk about books more, and I know that this probably wasn't exactly what you were anticipating, but I felt like this was a good place to start. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.